All right, here we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Yuasa. I'm the founder and creative director here at Antarctic. We're an agency out of New York City focused on helping e-commerce brands grow, and we specifically focus on Shopify. In this video, we're going to show a couple different ways within Shopify to be able to show multiple color variants for your product on the collection page. This isn't a feature that's native where you can show the different colors of a product on the collection page in Shopify. So we've come up with a couple different ways to show that. On the call, I have Bharani and Manik. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Bharani Natarajan. I'm the technical director at Antarctic.
I am Manik, Antarctic technical lead.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen real quick, just kind of show what we're trying to achieve here. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so this is a brand called CDLP, and this is their collection page. And you can see that they have a black t-shirt, a white t-shirt, a navy t-shirt, an olive t-shirt. And then when you click into the products, you see all the products, all the different color variants within the product detail page. So again, this isn't native in Shopify, and it's a bit tricky. So Bharani, I'll hand it over to you from here.
Thanks, Michael. Okay. So as Michael said, we are going to show you how we can achieve split variants. So there are multiple ways on which you can achieve uploading many images per color on Shopify. Shopify by default does not allow you to add multiple images per color. So let me show you how you can do it. So I'm going to the Shopify admin page. 1 second.
And
so I'm going to
Bharani, I forgot to mention we're using the debut theme. We've customized the debut theme in Shopify for this tutorial.
Right, correct. So I'm going to products. So for every product, right? So I'm going to just go for a product. I'm just going to just open this. Okay, so once you open any product, you have the images that you can upload to the gallery, and then you have variants. So you have just one variant here, but for other products, there may be like multiple variants. I'm just going to open one which has multiple variants so I can explain you clearly. So I'm just going to use this choose process new. So if you see this, right, so you have like multiple variants. So one is you have red small, red medium, red large, and then you have green small, medium, large. So you just create variants based on color and size. And then once this is done, this allows just one image to add per variant, but it's still okay. So if you want to show like 3 images for red, you can use it. So you can just click on this, and then you can add a variant image to it. So you can add one image to this one. So I'm just going to see what. So it's red. So I'm going to add red one to it. So the same way you can add like 2 more reds to the medium and large. So this way you'll be able to add like 3 images on red, and then again another 3. But there is one limitation in this method. That is, you can only add as many images per color as there are variants. If you have 5 variants per color, yes, then you can add 5 images for that color. So that's a limitation. Now, once you have these images, right, on your collection template or on your product detail page, you can just loop through the variants and you can get the images for the variants using this. This is one way. I'm going to go to way number 2, or the method number 2. So method number 2 is about adding meta tags to a variant. So Shopify by default supports meta tags. So you can go to settings. I'm going to leave this page. So once you go here, you can click on Metafields. So on Metafields, you can add new Metafields for a variant or a product. So now I have added 2 Metafields for variants. If you want to add more, you can click on Add Definition and add more. So I already have like image 1 and image 2. So I'll show you how to add a new one. So I'm just going to click on Save. I'm going to name it image 3. And then you should select the content type. So it's of type file. Then you can say only accept images. So that's it. So once you're done, you can save it. So now if you see, we have like 3 meta fields for on variants. So that means you can add 3 images per variant. So if you want to have 5, you can just add more fields here, so that each variant you can add 5 images. So once this is done, right, you can go to products. And if you go to any variant, so let's go to our tools, the one which I showed you earlier. So you have the variant here, right? You have red small, red medium. You can click on any variant, and once you are there, you can see, just scroll down to the end where you can see the meta fields. So here you can just add images. So for image 1, I can just choose whatever images I have done. And same way I can choose image 2 and 3 as well. So this is a second way. But the limitation here is, you have to define earlier how many images you want to add per variant. And again, you are just adding for one variant in a color. There may be like multiple variants for a color, like small, medium, large. You have to ignore the rest, or you have to consider images which are added in all variants, so you get a compiled list of all images for that color. So it's up to you how you manage it, but this is another way of dealing with it. And I'm going to show the third way of doing it. So that's by using alt text on the images. So I'm just going to go to the product. Just see if I can minimize this one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to open a product. So once you open the product, you have this media, right, where you add all the gallery images for a product. So here you just upload all the images that you want for all the colors. So we have some images for red, some for green, some for blue. And once this is done, you can just click on any image. So click on this, and then here there is an option to add alt text, alternate text. So here you can mention the color of the image. That is, I have mentioned green here. Same way you can click on the dots here, and you can mention red here. So we just classify the images based on this alt text. And the only thing that you should note here is the name that you give here and the name that is given for color should match. If they don't match, then you will not be able to pull the images based on alt text. So once this is done, now you have a like set of all images. Let's say 10 images, 3 green, 3 blue, and 4 red. Now when you're displaying a product in your collections page, right? So, or in your detail page, let's say now I'm in blue. So now whenever I select blue, all you have to do is look through the images for the product, get the alt text and check if it's blue. If it's blue, just add it to your collection. Now when I do it for green, it works that way. So it just goes, it's all the images for green from the entire set and then displays it. So this is how we have implemented it on our store. So we find like this is the simplest way of doing it, but you can just choose whatever you feel simple or easy to do.
So, Bharani, can you walk through the coding requirements for each of these? So we showed 3 methods. We have the variant image, which you can add, the meta tags, and the alt text option, for showing the multiple color variants on the collection page. But there's still a coding requirement for each of these, right?
Yes, sure. So let's go through the coding requirements one by one. And there's like another page as well. There's the collection page that I'll show you. So on the collection page as well, you have to make some changes so that let's say for a product, like let's say juice trousers new, we have red, green, and black. So the way we basically do this one is you basically have to you basically look through all your colors first, and then once you reach at a color level, then you try to pick all the images for that color. Okay. And then you also have to make sure you loop through all the products as well. So the order will be like loop through all the products one by one on your collection template. Then for each product, loop through your variants, try to identify your unique colors, and then for each color, get the images from the gallery or whatever way I showed you from the 3 options that I showed you. And once you have the images, you basically display it here. Okay? And then you also use the same to display on the detail page. So now for the 3 options that I showed you, right? There are some level of code changes that are required, which any Shopify developer can do. So let's go to option 1. So in option 1, that is you are setting your images on the variants, right? So Shopify basically has an option, like gives us an option to basically pick this image. So what you have to do is look through the product, look through all the variants in the product. Now go one by one, and for each variant there is one image. You have to pick that image and then add that to a list so that you have the images for that color for that list. So this is one way of doing it from variants. If you're going to use the meta tags, right, for the variant, you look through the variant one by one, and for each variant you will have like 3 or 5 meta tags or like meta fields that you have defined. So for each meta field, you have to pick the image for that meta field. So get the path of the meta field and like pick the image for that meta field and then add it to a list so that you have all the images for that color. This is the second way that I showed you. And if you're using alt text, then you can look through all the images for the product, check the alt value. So you can just say image.alt and you will get it. So you get the alt value for each image, check if it's the color that you want to, and then use that particular color. So these are the 3 ways that you can use it. And then if you're going to use a functionality like a plugin to basically show your thumbnails and the product image, and when you click these thumbnails, its image changes. You'll have to make some changes as well here to accommodate like 3 colors, 3 or 5 colors, whatever it is. So if the plugin by default does not support this functionality, you may have to do this, or There is another way that you can do where you can use a swiper, and then you can just use a Zoom library. So with just a swiper and a Zoom library, you can achieve this this feature for all the colors.
Awesome. Thanks, Bharani, for walking us through that. I think we covered everything, right?
Yes, Michael.
Okay, great. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to email us. We'll put our email down in the bottom of the video here, and we'll see everyone next time. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks to everyone.